Hi everybody. Today we are making sourdough tortillas, and a lot of people have seen the picture that I posted this morning of the tortilla press that Joe made for me, and so we've already tried it just a bit, and we're going to show you how we're using it. And I will say that it's not perfect yet, and so we're still kind of figuring out some of the kinks and everything, because this was really just his idea to make and putting it together and everything. So hi Shara. So I'm going to turn the camera, and I'm going to let Joe tell you how he made this and what he's going to do with it.
Okay, so this ended up, we went over to some of our friends' house, and they were making homemade tortillas. I said, oh, that sounds awesome. And since we make our own sourdough bread, you have to roll them out yourself. And if you haven't ever rolled out tortillas with a rolling pin, it is a way different when you're using, like, corn rolls out like super easy and presses out super easy. But when you're using whole grains and things like that, it's really, really challenging. And so I said, well, I bet I could make a press. And then I remembered, I got the wood for this. This is all reclaimed. I was at somebody's house and they were moving, and they had these little blocks of wood, and I said, that's hard wood. Real hard wood, and I said, I could do something with that. And almost 2 years later, I finally get around to building this press. And so I just took 2 pieces of scrap, well, 3 actually, all told. And so I made a base, a top, I put some hinges on it, and then I carved these out, and I carved this handle out of another block of wood, plus this little lever fulcrum here. And I just got an oak dowel, and drilled the line holes, and drilled and put an oak dowel in there, so it's going to be nice and strong, because there's a lot of pressure exerted on here, which you're going to see. And I put a piece of Lexan in here so it can glide, and I have a little bit of work I want to do to that yet. I don't have that quite perfected, but we're working on that. And then in here, I went to Walmart and got these, you can buy these in like 4 packs of those little flimsy cutting boards. And I glued those to the inside here, and you can see that that's one of the things that didn't work out right. I didn't have the right glue. I had the right amount of down pressure and all those things when I put these on, but I didn't have the right glue. And so I'm going to get an epoxy type and put it on with a paintbrush so I have an even spread, and redo that. So that'll come up in the next round. So let's go ahead and press out the tortilla. Now, these are a combination of white wheat and spelt, right?
Hard wheat.
Hard red wheat and spelt. And so they're very, very dense. And so in order to get started, you make a little ball, and you have to press it out a little bit by hand. And so you put it in here. And the greatest amount of force in a press is back here towards the hinge. So I'll press it out in a circle as best I can. And the awesome thing about using these cheap cutting boards for the liner in here is that you don't have to use all that flour. So I just put it in here, close that press down a little bit, and then just apply down pressure, and I give it a squeeze as well. And then I just lift it out, and this side over here is thicker than this side, because this side's closest to the hinge. This is the actual height of we want the tortilla to be, but it's really hard to achieve that. So you just pick that tortilla up, and you flip it over, and you give it another press. And we do it again. We just flip it the other way this time. So we do a combination, kind of like a quarter turn on here. And again, you're pulling it back to the edge, back towards that hinge. And we press that down. Get that down pressure on there. This can still be a little bit difficult for Amy to do, so that's one of the reasons I'm still pressing these out, even though I made the tortilla press for her. It's a bit of a challenge to press these out still. So, but you can get it done pretty quick with this, rather than using that rolling pin and that sort of thing. So, one of the things that I picked up for Amy yesterday that she used was this little bread knife, and this is pretty handy if you get something stuck. Like we were having some issues with one of our other systems that we were using before, so I got her that yesterday as well, and you can get those at Walmart for like $5. And And since this isn't as working out as smoothly as we would like, we just push the edges out with your fingers, and you end up with some ridges in there. And this little piece here did come undone all the way finally. And you just press this thing out, and we should have a pretty flat, nice shaped tortilla at this point. You just break that loose, give it one last flip, and I'll press it one more time, and then we'll sit it over here on the grill. Now we have this griddle set to about 350 degrees, and that takes us, that will get us a nice result. Takes about 2 minutes to cook a tortilla. We just flop it on here. If there's any last adjustments we want to make it rounder, that sort of thing, we do it while it's on here. And these, last time we made these, there were lots of holes and different things in there because I was rolling them out with a rolling pin, and we get them on here and had to fiddle with them a lot. But this is what the finished product looks like. These are really nice, dense tortillas, and they're much different than the ones you buy in the store. We can fold this thing over and it won't tear. And so you can load it up, and they come out really good. So that's the tortilla press. Like it is a little bit of a work in progress. So I'll continue to refine and improve and make it better. So anyway, that's it.
So just a couple more things. One of the reasons that we love sourdough and are pretty much any kind of wheat products that we eat, we are trying to use the sourdough is because it's much healthier. Sourdough has probiotic qualities, and so it's really good for your gut. And additionally, another thing that we're doing that is healthier is I have a grain mill, and so these tortillas are actually made from grain, hard red wheat and spelt that I milled this morning with my grain mill. And when you mill your own grain, it has the germ and the bran still in the flour, which is not something that is in store-bought flour. They take it out because those parts of the flour actually spoil much quicker, and and those parts, the bran and the germ, are actually the healthiest part of the grain. And so that's just some of the things that we're trying to do to be healthier and to keep our bodies functioning at their utmost. And we just enjoy doing it and are having a lot of fun sharing it.